Sandoval and Parker Turley here giving you previews to all the state matchups this week as we are in championship week. So we've worked our way to the 3A Division 1 state championship between Jim Ned and Halletsville Brahmas. Both teams come in with a one team comes in with a 13-1 record, Jim Ned does, and 13-2 record for Halletsville. Jim Ned averages 36 points per game on offense and gives up 15 points per game on defense. And Halletsville averages 44 points per game on offense and gives up 20 points on defense. So, Adam, coming into this game, Jim Ned has definitely played in two back to back exciting matchups. You know, they barely edged out Mount Vernon in that classic at Globe Life Park. So, talk about what you can expect from this matchup. Definitely. And you talk about the key players for each team. Jim Ned's running back and linebacker, Xavier Wishart, has been a force to be reckoning with, and he has over 2,000 yards rushing on the season. And, you know, they have wide receiver DB Zach Henderson made big plays all game long against Mount Vernon, had a couple of highlight reel catches coming into the game, so he's going to be a key. And then Austin Martin, 23 tackles and 6 sacks. That's definitely going to be a big factor in this game. It has to be for them to stop that offense. You know, talk about how important that defensive line is going to be for Jim Ned. Definitely. And you talk about key players for Hallsville's Brahmas. Their running back, Jonathan Brooks, has 60 rushing TDs on the season. And he had over 300 yards on the ground in their win last week. So you just talked about the defensive line of Jim Ned having to step up. Definitely going to be hard to stop a running back with 60 rushing touchdowns on the season. Definitely. And you talk about more key players coming to this game. Trace Patek, they're going to have to run the RPO game because that's a big part of their offense, and he runs it well. And they're not the biggest passing team, but they do have the RPO that keeps teams guessing what they're going to do because you can just get it out there quick to a receiver in space. And it's definitely going to be something they need to do. So for Halletsville, the keys of the game for Halletsville, they have to dominate the trenches and get off the field on third down. How big is it for a team to get off the field on third down in these state championships? Definitely, and that's something Halletsville's going to have to do because Jim Ned converts on a lot of big plays on third down. They did it against Mount Vernon last week, and they'll look to do it this week. Now, Jim Ned keys for them in this matchup. They have to defensively match the intensity of the O line. So talk about that O line D line matchup between Halletsville's O line and Jim Ned's defensive line. You've talked about it earlier, but you talk about intensity. Jim Ned's going to have to come out there with intensity to establish themselves to stop the run. Definitely. And you talk about intensity state. There's nothing like that atmosphere of a state championship. And you look at both these teams. They're looking to come in physical and establish themselves. So for our predictions, Jim Ned versus Hallsville Brahmas, who do you think is gonna win? Taking Jim Ned, who's kind of they've knocked off some powerhouses that have made some state runs this year, and I think Jim Ned, Xavier Wishart is gonna be the workhorse for them. I think they are gonna pull this one out. I think it's gonna be a little more low scoring. I think it's probably gonna be 28-24. Jim Ned wins just because both defenses. I think they're gonna come out with a lot of intensity, and I think it's gonna be 28-24. Jim Ned edges out the victory. So thank you for tuning in to FridayNightGlory.com. And Adam Sandoval and Parker Turley will have coverage for state playoffs this week for 5A and 6A. And Adam will be at a basketball game tonight. So definitely check that out later tonight when we get that up. And we appreciate y'all tuning in. FridayNightGlory.com, Adam Sandoval and Parker Turley checking out.